Salvador Dali, or Dalí as we pronounce it in Spanish, is one of the most universal Catalan artists. And in today's video we're going to take you on a tour that combines the greatest work coming out of the genius Dalí's head, the Dalí Theatre-Museum in Figueres, with the medieval city of Girona. Join us on this trip. Hola, ¿qué tal? Hello, welcome to Road Trip Spain and Portugal, where we want you to be happier traveling around the Iberian Peninsula with the help of our videos and of our self-guided walking tours. You may already know that here we almost always travel on our own and generate content to help those who also want to do it all on their own. That's why today's video is going to be a bit different, because it's about an organized excursion. We only embark on an organized trip when there's a very specific reason to do so, such as when the tour solves a logistical problem that would be difficult to tackle on your own. And we believe that the tour we're going to present today, visiting Girona and the Dalí Theatre-Museum in Figueres, answers a need that it is difficult to satisfy on your own, visiting both places in the same day. Let's see how the tour went, how we booked it, and we will give you our honest appraisal at the end with the good and the not so good parts. We embarked on a 10-hour and 45 minutes trip that, departing from Barcelona, took us first to the city of Girona in Spanish, and then to the city of Figueres in Spanish, very close to the French border, where the Dalí Theatre-Museum is located, before returning to Barcelona. The tour is offered by the Catalunya Bus Turístic, the official tourist bus of Catalonia, and the starting point is the Barcelona North bus station, which is in the center of Barcelona and very easy to reach by metro. Arc de Triomphe station, Red Line 1, is next door. Your booking will show the location of the bus, which arrived on time at the departure point. We got on and left at 8:30 a.m. From start to finish, travelers are accompanied by a guide who first explains the day's program and then provides information about the places we're going to visit and answers questions from the travelers. At 10 a.m. as scheduled, we arrive at the Girona bus station. There are 15 minutes for people to go to the bathroom. At 10:15, a guided tour of Girona starts at the bus station, led by a local guide. To listen to the guide's explanations, each person receives a small radio receiver with headphones. As the bus station is a bit far from the historical center, the first 15 minutes of the tour will take you to the historical center while you receive information from the guide. On the way to the center, we stop to admire several beautiful examples of Girona's modernist Art Nouveau architecture, as well as other points of interest. The river Onyar and its colorful houses separate the historic center from the rest of the city, and it is across it that we enter the historic center, where we spend most of our time on the guided tour, which lasts about an hour through the narrow streets of the Juderia, the Jewish quarter, and other parts of the historic center. It is a very quick introduction to the center of Girona. Once you have finished the guided tour in the Plaza de la Independencia, you will have about 2 hours to continue exploring the center of Girona on your own. We recommend that you cross the river again to get into the historic center and return to the places you liked or didn't visit yet, within the limited time you have available. We have a video on our channel dedicated to Girona that should inspire you. Also, due to the timings of the trip, you will have to have lunch here in Girona, as you won't have time in Figueres. We did not eat in a restaurant, there is no time for that. Besides a nice coffee, we went for the most famous sweet of Girona, the xuxos, a fried pastry filled with custard cream. The ones from Casa Moner are very good, and the ones from the Sant Feliu pastry shop nearby too. It was enough to take away the hunger. There is not much time left to wander aimlessly because we'll have to be back on the bus, which leaves for Figueres at 1:30. The hour's ride to Figueres is used by the guide and his explanations to help the travelers prepare their minds for the visit that awaits them to the extraordinary Dalí Theatre Museum. The entire stay in Figueres will be dedicated to visiting the museum, which, as we mentioned at the beginning of the video, is the largest work created by the author during his lifetime. The visit begins on the outside of the building and tries to contextualize its origin as well as to unravel the complex symbolism used by Dalí in his work. With tickets booked in advance, the group enters the museum through a quick line and soon we are inside. The first hour of the tour is guided and our guide gives us excellent explanations to help us understand this unique museum. After the first hour, we had another 2 hours to explore the museum before returning to the bus. There are several floors with works by the author, but also by other artists. And in the basement, the crypt where Dalí himself is buried. Right now, on the anniversary of the construction of the museum, there is an exhibition with very interesting photographs. You should reserve at least half an hour to visit a part of the museum known as Dalí Joyas, Dalí Jewels, which is located just outside the main museum, in a pavilion just before you reach the exit leading to the street. Admission to this small museum is included in the main entrance fee. Dalí Joyas contains an extraordinary collection of jewelry designed by Dalí, down to the last detail, and made in the workshop of a goldsmith in New York, under the supervision of Dalí himself. They are incredible pieces made with all kinds of materials that we would not miss for anything in the world. They are as exceptional as some of the paintings in the museum. In total, you will have 3 hours in Figueres, which seems to us more than enough. A quick coffee and back on the bus to Barcelona. The arrival time depends a lot on the traffic conditions at the entrance to Barcelona, but in our case, the scheduled arrival time of 17:15 was met to the letter. You can check the details of the tour on the website of Visit Barcelona Tickets, the official tourism website of Barcelona, which is also the website where we recommend you to book the tour if you are interested. Visit Barcelona has been our partner for many years, and every time you book a tour following our link, which we will leave below the video, we take a small commission without the price changing for you. The price of the excursion includes transportation by bus, the company of a guide, explanations in English and Spanish, entrance without queues to the Dalí Theatre Museum, entrance to the Dalí Jewels Museum. The visit does not include meals and drinks, which are at your own expense, and other tickets not mentioned above. We are going to comment on the visit, but first an important clarification, because I think it's the first time since we have the channel that we talk about a product that we have not paid for. Nobody called to tell us we want you to talk about the trip to Girona Figueres. Here's the invitation. It was not like that. We were the ones who realized that it would be an interesting trip, and we contacted Turisme de Barcelona to see how we could get those tickets. And they offered them to us as a courtesy, without any editorial commitment in return. Nobody told us what to say or how to say it. We are absolutely sure that this invitation does not compromise our independence, but we wanted to be transparent with you because whenever possible, we like to pay our expenses out of our own pocket. What did we like the most about the trip? First of all, we liked the organization of the trip with a modern bus, an excellent guide, and compliance with the announced schedules. We also liked very much the time dedicated to the Dalí Museum and the perfect organization of the visit. There is no time wasted between the arrival to Figueres and the entrance to the museum. And we really liked the possibility of visiting two destinations in the same day that we would not have been able to do on our own using public transportation. And what did we like the least? Well, we would have liked to spend more time in Girona, but we already knew this limitation when we booked the trip. There is simply no more time. Who would we recommend the trip to? To those who like uncomplicated trips and don't want to worry about finding transportation, logistics. The excursion we did was a total relaxation in this regard. We didn't have to worry with the purchase of the tickets for the Dalí Museum, nor with arriving in the time slot for those tickets. For those who do not have much time in Barcelona, want to visit as many places as possible in the shortest time possible. And for those who want a tour that solves impossible logistics. As we said before, it is very difficult to visit Girona, even briefly, and Figueres in the same day on your own. And for whom we think it is not a good tour. It is not a tour for those who like to do things in control of their own time. While the time spent at the Dalí Museum should please almost everyone, in the case of Girona, you will be left wanting more. Whether you're interested or not, we hope you enjoyed the visit and that it increased your interest in the places we toured. To help you optimize your time in Barcelona and make the most of your visit, we have published our very own Barcelona walking tours. They are electronic guides of our own that will take you through the most important must-see parts of Barcelona, including food stops along the way. No need to rack your brains on how to visit Barcelona. We've done that work for you. Our series of Barcelona walking tours are part of our collection of walking tours dedicated to the most important cities in Spain and published through our travel guide Spain and Portugal brand. If you have any questions about the subject of the video, take advantage of the commentary box to ask. On the screen, you will now see our list of videos dedicated to the city of Barcelona, a complete compilation of information to make your visit to the capital of Catalonia perfect. We are already waiting for you in those videos.